G'day guys, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another Spectrum Golf Tech Element V3 video. Today we are going to be doing the official Joe Lagowski Golf putting test. We're going to be putting this unit through its paces, and by the end of this video we should have a really good idea and understanding of how this unit is currently performing. Few caveats before I start this video though. The Spectrum Golf Tech Element V3, or the Element V3, is not currently a production unit. So the guys kindly sent me this device to do some testing for them, to put some videos out before it officially gets released. So just be aware that this unit is not currently a production unit, and there may potentially be some hardware changes before the guys actually release this thing, or software changes to help certain issues that we find. But massive shout out to Brett and Mike for sending me this device so I can put it through its paces. Right, the other thing, all of these launch monitors I test, they are subject to the environment in which I test them. So my environment is pretty clean. It doesn't have a lot of things that can cause interference. I've got all the black walls behind me. I don't have reflective markings on my shoes, etc. But just be aware that even photometric devices can still be subject to interference from different random things. My environment, like I said, is pretty clean, but it's potentially not perfect. And so there may be some mysteries that we see with this unit. If we do, I'll try and assess whether I think that's down to the environment or it's down to just a misread by the unit. But just be aware that all of these launch monitors I test, it's just going to be my opinion of the devices in my environment, and that's all it is. So take it for what it is. It may potentially perform differently in your environment. Okay, so in the official putting test, the stimp will be set to 13, and I will have putting assistance turned off. So what does that mean? Putting assistance in GS Pro is going to apply a massaging algorithm to your horizontal launch angle. This is important because when you're using any launch monitor in GS Pro, what they try and do is they try and level the playing field of all of the launch monitors by using this horizontal launch angle assist or massaging algorithm. And that's so, someone with a GC Quad, someone with a Pro TVX, someone with a iMini or Golfjoy Spiker 3, they're not going to have an advantage over somebody using, lesser hardware. So like an old GC2, for instance. The GC2 was notorious for, with slow putts, having inconsistent horizontal launch angles. And because GS Pro started by a lot of people who use GC2s, they made this massaging algorithm and they put it into the software. You can toggle it on and off. And so when it's on, it's going to massage those horizontal launch angles. In the putting test that I do, I turn it off, and that's because I want to see the raw horizontal launch angle from these units. So we can really dig into the raw data and see how these units really perform. With launch monitors getting better and better, this algorithm is being tweaked. So they're lessening the amount of horizontal launch angle that this provides. However, it's still in there as an option. With all of these launch monitors and putting, the only two metrics that the device is going to need to provide GS Pro is horizontal launch angle and ball speed. Those are the only two metrics that GS Pro needs to actually, put a ball into the virtual world when you're on the putting green. Because with all of these launch monitors, you're not going to be able to accurately measure the spin and spin axis. It's going to be really hard for these units to do that with putting. And so therefore, all of the simulation softwares, they're not going to be able to take skid and roll into account. So the only two metrics that these launch monitors need to provide GS Pro, horizontal launch angle and ball speed. So keep that in mind as well. Okay, so these are the settings for today. We've got 13 stimp and putting assistance is turned off. And yeah, let's go see how the Spectrum Golf Tech Element V3 performs in the official Joe Lagowski Golf putting test. I always get nervous when this screen is loading, and the reason for that is because I don't want to let any of these launch monitors down. And so these putting tests I do them, but just keep in mind, I am not perfect. I'm not a robot, and depending on if I'm having a good putting week, a bad putting week, I just feel like there's a lot of pressure for me to perform when I'm doing these putting tests, but hopefully I'll be able to give my honest, opinion of when I hit the ball. If it felt left, I'll say it feels left, or if it feels right, I'll say it feels right. But yeah, hopefully we'll be able to do the Element V3 some justice today. Finally, before I start putting, I have aligned this unit using the alignment stick that comes in the box. So you get, when you order this thing, or when you're going to be able to order this thing, the guys are going to send you one of these tools essentially, and you place 2 balls on the end of this and put it in line with where you want to hit, and the unit in the software you'll be able to adjust in the software, so you're not fiddling around with alignment. So alignment is key with putting, and it's really good to see that the Spectrum has an alignment mode, so you can actually get this thing perfectly aligned, so you're leaving nothing to doubt. Okay, enough talking. Let's start the putting test. The putting test starts with some 2-foot putts, and then we work our way backwards. These 2-foot putts are really going to test the units with short putts, with horizontal launch angle, because for a photometric based unit, these are going to be the hardest putts for the unit to actually pick up on in terms of horizontal launch angle. And that's because the ball is traveling so slow. But also, with the ball traveling so slow across my surface, there's obviously going to be, more chance that it's going to bounce around. I am putting on, this is putting turf that I use to hit and putt off. But just be aware that a ball traveling at such slow speeds is going to be susceptible to bouncing left and right. But, I mean, they seem to be reading just fine. I mean, these are tap-ins. I am barely tapping these, and everything seems to be registering and working. You can see the speed at which the ball comes off in the virtual world as well is incredible. As soon as I hit it and look up, the ball is in the virtual world. And yeah, so far so good. Really, really consistent. I'm putting the ball in the exact same location, and you can see we've got a slight left horizontal launch angle, and that could be me. That could potentially be my putting turf. But yeah, everything's really consistent. So every single putt holds from 2 feet. We didn't see any really wild horizontal launch angles, so that's really good. Okay, back to 5 feet. So still really slow ball speeds. And so for photometric base units, even 5-foot putts, they can struggle. Just amazes me the speed at which this sends a shot into the virtual world. And this is over Wi-Fi. What I should say, I don't have this thing hardwired to my computer. It's doing everything wirelessly over Wi-Fi, which is pretty crazy. And it's that quick. I mean, we're just dropping these in the front. So everything in terms of ball speed seemed to be really good as well. Initially, when I had this unit, it was sending through spin and spin axis to GS Pro, but the guys have sent through a patch to fix that really quickly. And as you can see, the only 2 metrics we're getting, ball speed and horizontal launch angle, which is really cool. What I'd love these guys to do, and I know that the Nova guys are toying with this as well, is having a putting analysis mode. I'd love to see that, because yeah, I really think you could get some really good data, like really good ball data, especially vertical launch angle. I'd love to see vertical launch angle. Being a side-based launch monitor, I should say, it's going to have a really good view of that vertical launch angle. So I think that could be something that they could implement, and it would be really cool to see. Vertical launch angle is not something that you're going to care about with sim golf, but if you're going to go play outside, knowing what vertical launch angle you're getting from your putter, from your equipment, is actually really important. This is just performing fantastically. I've had no issues so far. Famous last words. Yep. Okay, 10 feet. Yep. I always feel so much pressure when doing these tests, because I really don't want to let these launch monitors down. I want to give them the best opportunity I can. Yep. Yep. This is actually good practice for me, because I've been struggling with my putting recently on GS Pro, so I feel like doing these tests is a really good opportunity for me to actually practice my putting and just reset my speeds, my feel for speeds, I should say. Lovely. Honestly, this thing's incredible. It blows my mind. It really is incredible. Yep. Okay, 20 feet. Oh, that was a bad putt. I felt that. I definitely blocked it. It wasn't a good putt. This is where I just feel like people are going to see that and go, oh, it misread 1.5 degrees right. But trust me, I'm not a robot. I'm definitely not a robot. It's exactly what a robot would say. Great putt. Hold. Oh. So far, everything has felt correct. Even that one that pushed 1.5 degrees right. It was definitely me. Hold. Yep. That was not a good stroke. Again, that was me. Not a good stroke. I felt that. I have been struggling with my putting recently. Okay, 30 feet. Left. Oh, come on, Joe. I'm making the unit look bad. Trust me, it's not the unit. I need to get on my putting mirror and I need to grind and get my putting stroke back. There we go, that was better. Just a little bit left. What you'll see though is ball speeds, everything is matching up perfectly. So this feels like, to be honest, it feels exactly like my Pro Tee in terms of speeds. I mean, I can test it against it, but honestly, there's no point. Really nice stroke. Get there. Get there. Just had to hit it. Come on. Come on. Lovely putt. A little bit right. Checks out. Okay, 40 feet. So far, so good. In terms of all of the data I've been seeing from this unit, it's looked absolutely correct. Come on. Come on. Oh, you're kidding. It just shows how accurate you need to be from 40 feet. I've hit that 0.2 of a degree to the right and it missed. Oh, pulled that. And it just goes to show that when you've got a unit like this and you've got a putt from 40 feet and 0.1 of a degree makes a difference, that's why I always say we need to have an alignment mode, because I need to know in my head that that thing is perfect 0.0 aligned. So then if I do pull it or push it, I know it's me. It's 100% me. 0.1 of a degree matters. I need to get a shirt made up saying that. Pulled it. Horrendous putt. Absolutely horrendous. Oh, what are you doing? Come on. Pushed it now. I've overcompensated. Oh, Joe. I need to get on my putting board. A little bit better. Tiny bit left. Really good putt. Good for speed. Okay, on to 50 feet. Might not get there. Go. Go. A little bit short. It's funny, when you start concentrating too much on horizontal launch angle, it gets worse. In my head on those 40-foot putts, I'm like, get it to 0.0. Try and keep it really straight. And as soon as you start thinking about it, it's like left, right, left, right. You just got to block it out and just do your stroke. It's the same with hitting a driver. If you try and keep it straight, good luck. You just got to give a bit of control away, swing hard, and then hope for the best. Go. Please get there. Please get there. Ah, just short. All of the ball speeds have been perfect. They've been absolutely spot on. I haven't had one that's been, you know, short or long. The ball speeds feel absolutely perfect, as does the HLA. That's in. Come on. Oh, what a putt. We had the early call as well. As soon as I hit that putt, I knew it was a really nice putt. You just see the line just going end over end and you're like, yep, that's in. No. Oh, that was a bad stroke. Perfect for speed again. I just pulled it. That's not going to get there, is it? Way short. I'm concentrating too much on horizontal launch angle again. Okay, onto the long putts now. All of those putts up to 50 feet felt absolutely perfect. I have zero hesitations or reservations about the data that we saw. Everything felt perfectly accurate. Let's hit some 100-foot putts. Settle. That's a nice putt. Perfect speed. Sit. So units like the iMini, the reason I do these really long putts is units like the iMini have a dedicated putting mode. And in that putting mode, it actually has a limit of ball speed and it falls around that 17 miles an hour ball speed. So with the iMini, if you've got a putt over 100 feet in GS Pro Stimp 13, you need to kick it into normal mode. You need to take it out of the putting mode. I haven't adjusted anything with the Element. This is just in that same mode. And I don't think they have a dedicated putting mode. I think everything's just one mode. Really nice putt there. Get there. I just didn't hit it. It was bang on line, wasn't it? So when you're hitting putts at this speed, the actual turf interaction, it comes into play a lot less because when you're hitting putts at this speed with the vertical launch, the ball's going to be airborne for quite a long time. And so it's all on me, the actual horizontal launch angle. It's not, the environment, I guess, is going to matter a little bit less. Okay, get there. Not a bad putt from 125 feet. I'll take that. Inside that yellow circle's good. Oh, that's a really nice putt. Get inside that green gimme circle. Look at this. That is such a good putt. Okay, we've got two more putts, I believe, at this. No, one more putt at the 125? Maybe two. That's another really good putt. Just nestle in there. Go! Fantastic. I got my speeds dialed today from this distance. Oh, it's going to be another really good one. Go. Get up. That's a really good effort. Those putts, those are some of my best ever putts from 125 feet right there. In fact, they are my best putts from 125 feet. Okay, we're now going to 200 feet. So this is really going to test the upper limit of the unit in terms of putting. Because if you've got over 200 feet, I mean, look, good luck. You'd have to be playing St. Andrews. I smashed that. And it registered. Everything's perfect. I towed it. The ball's taken off a little bit right. And everything registered. And the speed at which it went into the world was just unbelievably quick. Okay, final putt of the official putting test for the Element V3. Let's see if it can have a flawless run. Pulled that one big time. But yeah, everything registered. And it looks perfect in terms of data. It was actually a nice putt as well. All right, guys. As always, let me know your thoughts down below. In terms of putting, this thing is absolutely ready. I would 100% trust this unit in play on the tips tour for putting. Next up with this launch monitor is going to be the official chipping test, so stay tuned. If you've got any comments or questions, leave them down below. I know Brett is in the comment section. He'll be answering as many questions as he can, and I will also be in there answering as many questions as I can. All right, guys, catch you in the next one. Cheers.